Today we've got a great story for you. In 1929, Herbert Austin bought a disused factory in Longbridge, Birmingham, and created the Austin 7, amongst many other cars, of course. And that's exactly what I'm driving now. And as they say, the rest is history. Except this story goes full circle, because the Austin name is back in British ownership, and they're creating these rather wonderful retro style vehicles. And if that wasn't exciting enough, they're also electric. Okay, John, welcome to Down at the Barns. You've got these wonderful Arrow cars you've created, okay, under the Austin name, which we'll come to in a moment. But it all started in lockdown, didn't it, with your prototype? Tell us how it all started.
Yeah, well, we looked at all the different little special Austins that were built in the 1930s, because there are so many, and then found one that was being sold in California.
Yeah.
And that had a sister car in Holland. And it was a lovely looking little car. It captured my sort of like imagination, if you like, and off we went. We started with a simple chassis and then built that during lockdown, and I reckon we put enough aluminium in the bin to build about 13, but finally got there, so yeah. Very much Arrow shape, so
yeah.
We thought Austin Arrow, it's
yeah.
some kind of goes, and then I discovered that Austin did have an Arrow because of the Arrow coach works up in Cambridge.
Yeah, and they created versions of the Austin 7, the Austin 7 Arrow,
yeah,
so that's weird how that's all kind of combined, isn't it weird?
No, absolutely.
Which is really interesting. Now this one's called Esther. What's that about?
Yeah, Esther, that's my wife. That
right.
was the first car, and then each of the different colours are named after my daughters.
Oh, how lovely. Yeah, that's really, really nice. So what are the other ones called? Going to be called then?
There's Sarah, who's going to be silver, and then Rachel, that's red. Hannah's powder blue. Penny hasn't made her mind up, and Bridie, I think, wants pink. But
right, okay.
We might have to deviate from the pink, I'm not sure.
So let's move on to the red one. This is Rachel, but this wasn't, you didn't produce this one?
No, we've set up a production line in India, in Rajkot, in Gujarat, and we're trying to keep the cost down. That's the whole exercise. Yeah. Building cars here is very, very expensive, but we want to have that ethos of Austin, whereby we're trying to build affordable cars.
Yeah, yeah. So what sort of motor does it have inside it?
These are a 15 kilowatt motor, so very small little electric motor, but without batteries they're sub 400 kilos. Okay. And they're in the quadricycle, so heavy quad, which is L7E, same as the Renault Twizy and other little cars like that. So we kind of call it a big Scaletrix car.
Okay, big Scaletrix car, yeah. And what sort of range will these do?
Eco mode, it'll do around about 100 miles. So we're not looking at making a huge range car. Yeah. The battery is the cost, so again we're trying to limit the cost. Yeah. We will have options of bigger batteries in the two-seaters. But for the little single-seater, they're pretty much a toy, really.
Okay, John, so it's intriguing that we've got the Austin name. How did that come about? How did you manage to obtain that?
2006, when MG Rover got bought out by Nanjing Motor Company, whoever did the IP, the Austin name fell out of the cracks, and that name was available on Company's House. Right. It was registered by a guy called Steve Morgan in Birmingham, and he hung on to it until I think February 2014, whereby he failed to do an annual return, and the name was returned back onto Company's House. Anyone could have registered it, and I saw it on my birthday in 2015 and I whipped it up. So Yeah.
And you literally typed in first, I believe, the name Austin, and it was the first name that came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought, well, if I want to make a little retro electric car, I could do with a name, a brand, you know. So I thought maybe I might find one of the lesser known old British names, but I started with A, and there you go.
It's incredible.
And Austin was before Elvis, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Who would have thought you'd end up owning the Austin name? Isn't it incredible?
Yeah, no, it was quite amazing. I mean, we've just now got to do it justice. You know, I don't want Herbert Austin looking down, frowning on us. So we've kind of got to maintain that sort of spirit of Austin and what it stood for.
So here I am inside the prototype Arrow, the first one that was created by John, and I'm about to go out and see what it's like. So let's go. Stick the old indicators on. I think I'm clear to go. Here we go. Wow, it's a lot of fun. How much you can hear of it, mind you. It's a bit windy, a bit shaky. With the modern dashboard in it, I think it's going to be absolutely fabulous. Trying to get round the roundabout before any lorries come up behind me. And I've got another driver coming too. He's thinking, what on earth is that? You know what? It's a lot of fun. It's got lots of poke in it. This is eco mode. So John, this is the prototype, a two-seater. How far away are we from getting this together?
We're probably not that far away. I reckon a month and a half.
Right.
This one is a sort of again, this one will be the first one that we get done. This is actually the long-range one with quite a big 30 kilowatt battery in there.
Right. Okay.
So, and this might actually be a different variant that is there. So
right.
We might have
the Arrow 2.
Well, this might become a grasshopper.
Oh,
yes.
Grasshopper.
So, this might be a grasshopper.
Wow. So with this one, you've gone with traditional style. In what respect?
Well, suspension-wise, we're going absolutely Austin with a semi-elliptical rear leaf, transverse leaf front, and we're using the original friction plate dampers. There's some lovely new materials now for friction plate dampers. That,
that weren't available back then.
No, absolutely. Developing our own vehicle language and our own digital dash. There'll be two little clocks that are completely digital, and we can display diagnostics on there, an accelerator, whatever you know, anything pretty much, and obviously range, and then eventually we'll actually do them as touchscreen as well.
Brilliant. So, so it's nice. It's got the retro feel, but it's got a little bit of modern technology in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And USB points.
Yeah, there can be. I think it might be an optional extra, I don't know, but no, there'll certainly be a USB in there.
Brilliant.
And we may, on the two-seater, we may even add in an MP3 player or something like that. So,
brilliant, yeah.
Not that you'll hear it without.
Yeah, that's the trouble, Over here we've got an original Austin 7. So John, how did you come about this?
I got it in Wales. I bought one, a complete wreck, from a friend locally for literally a few £100.
Right.
And it was purely an exercise in looking at how they went about the design work.
Okay.
And the lovely thing with Austin, and again, the guy that designed the Austin 7 with Herbert Austin, this fella called Stanley Edge, as an apprentice, he he designed things so beautifully that if you had a bracket, it was like, how many jobs can I make that bracket do? So it was like it held the distributor, it held the fan,
right.
It did multiple jobs. Same with the clutch and brake pedals. Everything was, integrated down into sort of one part, to try and save money. And we took the engine and gearbox out, and we put an electric motor directly onto the prop shaft.
Okay.
It's a tiny little 10 kilowatt motor, 10 kilowatt battery pack, and it does about 58 mile an hour, which it probably never did before. And it certainly gets there quick.
Yeah,
so,
which is fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect candidate for electrification.
Yeah. You can show your interest in the Austin Arrow by contacting John on the Austin Arrow Motor Company website. Details are in the link below. So there you go, that was the Austin Arrow. So catch us next time down at the barns, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.